And this is our Granny Smith orchard, which is now in full flower. So this is a really critical time in the production of a perennial crop, because these flowers need to be pollinated by honeybees, but also a wide range of introduced bees and native bees here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And what we don't want is a frost, because that will kill the flowers and therefore kill the crop. And as you can see underneath our trees, we've got a lot of vegetation growing here. So a large amount of this is cow parsley. So this is a member of the carrot family, the Apiaceae, which used to be called the umbelliferæ. And this is part of the ecological system we have here for managing pests and diseases. In a conventional orchard, they typically spray the under tree area or under vine area if it's a vineyard, and that's to reduce competition with the crop. But the problem with that is the bare soil isn't getting the inputs it needs, the root exudates that feed the soil ecosystem and provide the energy for the soil ecosystem. So that soil literally starts to die from lack of nutrients, food, energy. So we've reversed that here at the BHU, and we have this diverse understory that's protecting the soil and feeding it, and also providing additional benefits. So the cow parsley has these small white flowers on it. Bit of a close-up of that. And these provide nectar and pollen for beneficial insects that attack our crop pests, things such as aphids. It also provides habitat for beneficials such as beetles that can then climb up into the tree and attack pests. But it also helps with disease control. So this was a rootstock trial planted back in the 70s. These are very old trees, and we now mostly use them for the students to practice their pruning on. But Granny Smith in particular is very susceptible to a fungal pathogen called black spot, which, as its name implies, creates black spots on the leaves and on the apples. The life cycle of black spot is that it grows on the leaves during summer, and then it overwinters on the leaf litter from the apples during winter. And if you've got one of those herbicide strips and your soil biology's struggling because of a lack of food, those leaves typically don't decompose very quickly. So they can then release their spores back up into the canopy in spring and reinfect the trees. With our system, we've got all this vegetation, we've got active soil biology, so the black spot on the leaves will decompose and be destroyed. And this also then acts as a physical barrier in spring. So the apple leaves are down at ground level, and they release their spores, and the spores are sticky, and they stick to the first thing they touch or land on. And that typically means the cow parsley or the other vegetation we've got growing under here. And if they stick on the cow parsley or any of the other vegetation, they can't germinate, they can't survive. So essentially that spore is stopped from going and infecting the apple tree again. So this, what we call the floriferous understory, i.e. flowering understory, has multiple functions. Protecting the soil, feeding the soil, helping control pests, and also helping control black spot.